Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new Idol Huntress video. Today's video will cover Daji, and I'll go over her kit, where she's useful, and should you roll for her. She is the newest of the Season 2 Huntresses, and when I say Season 2, I'm referencing all the Huntresses that are now coming out that are supposed to be UR, but aren't, so these Awakened Skill units. Back at the Sakura Festival, we can see Hercules is no longer on here, and the Claw game is still the same as always, and nothing new there, but Daji is out, and we will do a quick roll for her, get her to 1-star. I do eventually get her to 3-star, and we'll see some footage of her rain skill, but we'll discuss that. Slime Invasion, pretty cool, newest thing. I didn't cover it in the last video, but it's great if you are a whale, but it is a good way to get these SSR shards, right? So that you can get the girls that are on the Chance++ banners, not including the Awakened Skill girls. Now, it's quite crappy. The ones that are actually winning these shards are the ones that already have everyone maxed, and the ones who need them are only getting a few of them. However, it is still something, and that the devs are giving back to those that aren't spending too much, so that is a little bit of a help, right? Here we can see Daji's banner, and I really do appreciate these new SSR, like, additional skins that we're getting for these characters. These character skins aren't available on JP and the EA version of the games, but this is for us, and so that is something I do appreciate, even though they have to be a bit censored, and there's nothing less than that that I can't show in the Discord, but it is still extra content that we get to have. All right, without further ado, let's go over her kit. So her first skill, Kwangha's Greeting, I really butchered that, don't care. At level 1, gives blessings to all allied huntresses who aren't enchanted for 2 turns. The blessed targets have a 50% chance to revive immediately, with 30% of their max HP recovered when dead. At level 2, HP recovered increases to 60% of max HP, and then at level 3, chance to revive increases to 70% chance. So this is a great revival skill and could possibly replace Helen in most team comps with win teams, but you're going to want to put her on freeze teams, especially when we get further down her kit. Now for her second skill, Love Inspiration. At level 1, removes all debuffs from each ally. All targets except Daji gain attack and defense boost equal to 30% of Daji's for 3 turns. At level 2, the buff is now 40%, and at 3, the buff is now 50%. So as we can start seeing, her kit is not revolving around damage, but is really a support kit, and therefore this attack and defense bonus is really going to help your team survive longer, especially for a freeze team who don't have many tanks. They're going to need that attack and defense to kill quicker and to survive longer. Alright, for her first passive, Natural Beauty. At level 1, at the start of each round, there is a 30% chance the enemy with the highest speed will be enchanted. After being enchanted, the target will move towards a random ally slot for 1 round, so a move to your board, but has to be an open slot. Otherwise, the target's attack will decrease by 50% for 1 turn. Now, this enchanted passive is that the enchanted targets will temporarily turn into an ally in the battle, but they can only do normal attacks and do not use skills. This effect cannot be dispelled, and when enchanted, the target's realm will close and all statuses will be removed. For every 1% of might higher than the enchanted target, the chance of enchanting will increase by 1%. Otherwise, the chance will be decreased. Targets cannot be enchanted when there is only 1 surviving enemy, or there are no empty allied slots. The effects end when the enemy are dead, or when the effect is over. At the end of the effect, all statuses of the target will be removed, and they will return to their original place. Now, at level 2, this success rate increases to 40%, and at level 3, the charm rate now is 50%. So this is really her like pinnacle of the kit. Even though this isn't her ultra skill, this is really like broken. This is going to target really fast characters. So specifically, this is going to target like Junka, right? So now that she has like a proper counter, there was another counter like you had Angel, but this is actually a very solid counter because she's specifically targeting like the fastest unit, and if the fastest unit is on the board, it's probably going to be Junka, right? So now the enemies is going to be enchanted. Join your board so you don't have to worry about them attacking. Now, they're only going to be using auto attacks against their teammates, but that's still less attacks on yourself, right? But also, if you don't get the charm off, so say you're using a budget Daji like I'm going to be using, you will still get that attack decrease when the enchantment fails. So you will be like, even though say for instance in our example, Junka, right? Even though she probably won't be charmed because I'm going to be doing a 3-star against a 6-star, her attack will be decreased. And on top of that, my team is already having the attack and defense buff on the entire team. So Junka, like her ability to one-shot my teammates is gonna be drastically lowered because now she has to deal with extra defense and she has half her attack. So this is very, very, very useful. especially if you did have a 6-star Daji, then you're going to be charming almost every time. But she needs to have a high might, so it's not going to be working on the like Hercules and Cleo and other season 2 characters because their might's going to be like a lot. But she will be crushing season 1 characters because their mights, the power creep is ridiculous. Now onto her stat passive, Secret Technique. At level 1, her max HP increases by 15% and crit by 3%, and level 2, HP 20%, crit 4%, level 3, HP 25%, and crit 5%. So this is just solid over round. You need HP, and she wants to deal crit. Even though she's a support character, the HP is really nice. The crit is going to help stack those frost marks with Catherine. Moving on to her exclusive equipment, this is ridiculous. You guys see how long this is, right? I'm going to be paraphrasing a lot of it. So Ice Rain, level 1, reduced damage 3%, level 2, hit increase by 4%, and level 3, attack by 25%. But now at level 4, when inflicting an enemy with Frost Mark, has a 40% chance to grant 1 stack of rain to self. So what is this rainfall mechanic? So like it was saying, whenever at the end of each round, the target that is marked with this effect has the highest might will trigger a rainfall. When it rains, the rainfall stacks will be reset and different levels of rainfall will be triggered based on the number of rainfall stacks. Now, what is this revolving around? So after once like a rainstorm triggers, depending on how many Frostmark stacks were like levied against the enemy team. I'll show a clip in just to demonstrate what it's going to look like on the board in a bit here, but the effects range based on how many marks you got off. So the ranges are going to go as followed, right? So the first one, you're going to heal your team by 1%, the next one 2%, the next one 3%, and the last one 4%. If your allies are water elementals, at each stage they'll get 2% in addition of extra healing. Now it's also going to damage the enemy by 1% of true damage of HP to all enemies across the board on all of them. The next effect is going to be a like burn cleanse. The lowest one will remove 3 stacks, next one 5 stacks, the next one 7 stacks, and the last one will remove all burn stacks. At EE40 level 5, the chance to gain a mark is now 60%, and at level 6, EE50, the chance is now 80%. Now, the biggest question in everyone's mind is, man, why would I need to cleanse that many stacks, as well as how the heck am I going to get that many rainfall stacks if it's triggering after every turn? I'm guessing there's going to be other Season 2 characters that are going to be applying an absurd amount of frost and burn marks. I do know Carmen in the future will be applying a ton of burn marks, so that makes sense, but frost marks, I'm still in the dark as where are we getting all these frost marks, right? But I guess we'll see. Now, for her awakening skill, Charming Beauty, the enchanted targets on the battlefield will share 30% of damage that Daji takes, so she just survives longer and that the enemy is taking more damage overall. Here we have her badges and runes. For runes, you're going to want 2 green, 2 red to get that HP and attack bonuses. You're going to want to stack HP percentage just to make her tankier and make her fast. For badges, you're going to want to have the speed badge, and it wants to give like tenacity, but I would rather give her HP to just also make her survive longer. It's probably giving her tenacity so she's going to survive like Hercules and Cleo's like sand dune, and so that she can get out of it quicker and then maybe enchant them. But I'd still just make her tanky. If you're going for a budget Daji like I am, definitely just make her tankier. All right, that's it for her kit. Now for the Discord information from me, the wiki, and the community Discord. So Daji ranks at 9.5 out of 10 on the JP wiki. Should you roll for her? Not really. You can grab 1 copy if you're just a collector, that won't hurt. If you have the money to 6-star her, that's where she's going to really be like shine. But she's not on the priority list to 6-star. There's like, you still have Chiome and you still have Take. Only go for the 6-star if you have finished season 1 characters. I'm gonna have to make that distinction now, but she's 6-starable if you're going for season 2 characters now, right? However, I'm trying to do a 3-star budget optimal build, right? I've replaced her with Ikechi. I'm trying to do a lot with her EE, and I'm just trying to make the most out of it. Where she's going to be used in PvP and PvE. That includes Huntresses because of this charm aspect, and like the whole rainfall thing, it's only going to be useful against like Huntresses. All right, so here's some footage of her EE that I got her afterwards when I got her 3-star. This is on the story mode, and here we go. We have Catherine using her realm, but now we can see a little indicators pop up on the top here with the rainfall mechanic. The left is going to indicate how many frost marks I've applied onto the enemy team. I assume the right is supposed to show off if they had a Daji as well, doing the same thing. But we only see mine, as we can show that the light storm, so I only had like, what, 6 marks there, so it applied the light storm. I got some nice healing on the team, and they took damage on the opposite team. Now we have 9 frost marks on here. I think we'll do another storm as soon as Daji gets her next turn, but this is now applying, like, now we actually have a decent amount of healing on the frost team. Before we didn't really at all. Man, these enemies are really tanky. So here we have the, I think that was the buff and defense attack. Yeah, the attack and defense. Now we have normal rain happening, which I think was the second stage, just because we had a ton of frost marks on there. Once again, we're now at full health after that onslaught, and the enemy is toast. Now back to the community Discord, like TLDR of like her kit. So the Charm is a very exclusive debuff to Daji and is great at targeting the fastest champion on the enemy team, just to make sure that they can't do anything, and if anything, they're doing additional damage to their own team. Now, this is the first unit to introduce the rainfall mechanic. I think we'll see it in the future. I'm not too sure. I haven't read too many of the additional like season 2 characters, but I think we'll see it in the future. This is going to give a lot of healing on your field and a lot of anti-burn on the field. And then also we have a revive buff. Not just Helen is the only one with that now, so she's offering that to the freeze team, or she can be a replacement to the wind team if you're trying to focus on a solo team and you're wanting to replace Helen for some reason. Her kit just overall increases the survivability of water teams drastically, because they get additional healing with the rainfall marks if they are water elementals. So putting her on the wind team for a cleanse and heal to replace a Helen doesn't really make much sense. You want to put her with water elementals. Now, her cons, she's purely support. She's not doing any damage to the team. Maybe with the rainfalls, but it's really the healing that you're getting in the burn cleanses. Her charm, her success rate really depends on might, so that's why you really have to get the 6-star if you actually wanted it to happen. But additionally, you're still getting that 50% attack decrease on the highest speed character, which is still pretty nice. I think the worst part of her kit is that it all revolves around percent chances. There's nothing guaranteed about her kit, which is really scary. In this game, you don't really want to be guessing. It could make or break, like, say, winning the guild war, right? So just keep that in mind when wanting to invest into this or using her in certain team comps. So overall, unless you're crazy like me and you just really wanted to replace Akechi, it's either 6-star or just grab 1 copy of her, or don't even pull at all, right? Even at 6-star, she's not very optimal, since her UR skills give her that additional might, which gives her the edge on a lot of her percent chances, and her charm skill. So overall, she's a very expensive unit to invest in, and the return is only available in certain situations. She's going to be great with Catherine and Chiome, if and only if Chiome hasn't filled your board with clones that prevents the charm from happening, as well as if you have her in defense and the enemy attacks into you with a Hercules, there won't be any slots for her to charm like the enemy into. Daji looks really nice, but you're really rolling the dice when you're using her. Spitting bars out here, you know it. I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hopefully you guys do see some sponsors in the future. I'm trying my best to actually get paid for this content, since I'm not eligible to be a partner yet. So if you guys see a bunch of ads, I do apologize, but you know, I need money to make these videos and I'm broke. So that wraps it up. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.